Hello and welcome to the Pan-African Reinsurance Journalism Awards 2021. As you can see, once again, we've had to go virtual for this event in response to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic that's affected so many lives and businesses around the world. Although we're all a little more used to doing things virtually now, we're intending to make this year's award ceremony as special and as memorable as possible for all those involved. So let's get things underway. Now, in its sixth year, the Journalism Awards target business journalists from Anglophone and Francophone countries in Africa and recognise the outstanding work of journalists on reinsurance from right across the continent. This year, we received close to 100 entries from 16 countries across Africa, including Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Namibia, Cameroon, Algeria and Ghana, to name but a few. And for the first time, we have winning entries from Senegal and Zambia. And in another great step forward in this year's edition of the show, two of the winners are female. Last year, of course, it was an all-male winners' circle. So, what about the reinsurance industry over the past 12 months? Well, economic growth across the continent is actually reshaping Africa's historically underdeveloped insurance market. That's according to a recent report by McKinsey & Company, which outlines the trajectory of the African insurance market's growth and the sector's great potential. Currently, the second fastest growing insurance in the world, trailing behind Latin America, the African insurance market was expected to grow prior to the COVID-19 pandemic at 7% per annum from 2020 to 2025. This projection placed the African insurance market's growth at approximately twice the rate of North America and more than 3 times the rate of Europe, and slightly higher than Asia's 6% growth rate. Furthermore, although the pandemic has upended consumer and commercial discretionary expenditures, including insurance, the report posits that the pandemic will delay, not alter, Africa's insurance growth pattern, as well as accelerating the shift towards digital and remote platforms. So, nearly time to hand out the award. So let's kick off proceedings by hearing from a previous winner. Dominic Omonde won the award for Future Talent at last year's ceremony. I chatted to Dominic and asked him what impact winning this award last year has made on his career.
Well, winning the award was really one of those momentous occasions for me. It helped me professionally as a writer, but it also helped me to grow in terms of esteem and how my readers perceive me and appreciate my writing. It gives you an opportunity to learn and to be better and to perfect your art, which is the art of writing. And it's something that I would advise anyone who is looking at advancing their career in business reporting and specifically in insurance writing to go for. You know, it will help them to grow professionally.
Well, great to hear from Dominic there, and fascinating to hear what an impact these awards can have both personally and professionally for those journalists lucky enough to win an award. To find out a little more about the awards and this year's entrants, I spoke to the esteemed judging panel whose job it is to assess all the submissions. Here's a little look at our discussion.
So 12 months on and here we are again, and what a year it's been. The pandemic has obviously affected all of us. It's been a big challenge really to report how business and how the insurance sectors have been progressing. In a moment we're going to start the judging, but first we have two special guests keeping an eye on us. Outgoing Group MD Dr. Femi and incoming Group MD Mr. Mazzari. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
I must say a very big thank you to you, Michael, and the team, Sham, Nadia, Gareth, and other members of the panel for the exemplary work you've done over the years. Sadly, I have to tell you, Michael, this is my last year with you. Lawrence will be taking over from me as a group managing director. So once again, let me just say a very big thank you to you, Michael, and every member of the panel.
Sure, I speak for the rest of the judges. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you indeed for allowing us to host. Mr. Mazzari, welcome to our little band of judges, and very nice to meet you. we hope that what these awards have done is an enormous amount to try to improve journalism, and long may it continue. Look forward to getting your input actually as the years go on.
Yes, I've been part of the Continental Re-Story for 10 years now, and I was there when the Journalism Awards started. I believe the impact has been tremendous. We see a lot more coverage of insurance business in public relations across the continent, and the reportage has improved quite significantly. And I believe the awards have played a fairly significant part in that positive trend that we see in insurance reporting.
Mr. Nazari, thank you very much indeed. And Dr. Femi, a very happy retirement to you. I'm sure we won't have seen the last one. I certainly hope not. So let's get a flavour of what we've actually been looking at, without naming any names, obviously. But Nadia, first of all, I know that you've been concentrating, thank you very much indeed, on the Francophone entries. But generally speaking, you've had a look at everything. What's your feeling so far about this year's entries?
So I have a mixed feeling really this year about it. I thought the videos were rather better than the other years. I'm really happy that we have more Francophone entries, so we're progressing there, and that's really something that I'm very, very happy about.
What I really enjoyed is the breadth of coverage that we saw. There is still quite a focus on more of the micro-insurance aspects, which is not surprising, but there were some really good submissions covering broader market issues.
I'm assuming the impact of COVID has dominated all the entries, as we could all see. What do my fellow judges think about this?
I feel that the entrants did very well, because not so much the stories about COVID, but actually getting out and reporting must be very difficult indeed. So it's put constraints on everybody. That's what I felt about it. And I worried that there'd be fewer entries. That worry didn't materialize.
I could see through quite a few entries related to COVID. Some of the presentations were about people, which I thought was not really about CEOs and so on, which I thought was not really relevant to our work, because we want to talk about a subject and not about a person.
Staying with visuals and staying with away from the printed media, what's everybody's impression of the radio and TV entries been like? Sham, first of all.
General presentations were better than last year, I thought, and there were some quite good presentations on livestock insurance.
Nadia, what about you? What did you feel? You've mentioned a little bit about the television entries and so on.
I thought it was interesting that people actually went out in the countryside and filmed, situations in villages. They were daring to go all the way with all the restrictions that have happened over the last year.
So from my point of view, the standard's obviously getting higher, which is higher every year that we do this. It's very, very, very good to see all that. And I think it's probably about time that we actually got down to judging the winning entries, and it's going to be pretty tough. Once again, I think this will go right down to the wire.
So our esteemed judges there. Well, now it's time for our first award. And it's in the category of Best Reinsurance Print Article in English. Here's a bit of trivia for you about print journalism in Africa. Did you know the continent's first newspaper actually printed in Africa was the Sierra Leone Advertiser, using a printing press that arrived in 1800? Well, the runners-up in this category are Nelson Muhoozi Mandela, Beldine Nambobi Wali Ula, and Tunde Ajaja, which means that the winner is Patrick Alushula from the Nation Media Group for his article about COVID-19 job losses, lifting the profile of layoff covers. There were 27 shortlisted articles for this category, and the judges agreed, saying this winning entry from Patrick was a very well-rounded article on a uniquely interesting topic on retrenchment covers. Well written, well sourced, and truly informative. Let's hear from Patrick now. Patrick, congratulations, and how does it feel to have won this prestigious award?
This is, to me, no doubt, an excellent morale booster to my work, and I think it just exemplifies what has been told again and again, that journalism can never be silenced. So this is the testament to that, because in the middle of the pandemic, when borders were being closed, and still my work could be read and be understood across the borders and just get this recognition. So definitely it's morale boosting to my work, because one of the things that was happening when I was producing this work was that for us in the newsroom, you find that for the first time, maybe we now became even part of the news, where when you are talking about the people suffering, you know of your relatives. When you are talking about deaths, you know of the friends. So we came at the heart of the stories that we were telling, and to come out and think even about what solutions are being generated in the market was, to me, quite inspiring.
It was inspiring for us too. Now time for our second award. And this section is in the category of Best Online Article. Did you know there's been a notable increase in online news site traffic across Africa, with audiences growing by as much as 76% since the beginning of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic? The runners-up in this category are Felix Della Klutse and Chux Udo Okonta, which means that the winner is Londiwe Buthelezi from Fin24 for their article about the lockdown claims case that shook an industry. Londiwe's submission was the best of the 20 shortlisted articles in this category, with the judging panel describing it as a well-presented discussion of business interruption court process at the time and a specific developing South African story. So let's hear from Londiwe. Londiwe, why did you feel it was so important to cover this story?
I felt that this is a story that shook the insurance sector in 2020. It was a story about the business interruption insurance. And it's in the UK, they had their own test case. In South Africa, pretty much all short-term insurers, it kept them up at night. It was affecting not just businesses in the tourism sector, but pretty much every business that had to close because of the harshest lockdown that we had in South Africa wanted to be able to claim for these policies, but insurers were never prepared for that.
Now it's time for our third award. And it's in the category of Best Broadcast in TV or Radio. This award is for outstanding work in a broadcast TV or radio article in English. Here's some fascinating info for you. Did you know the largest terrestrial television network in Africa is the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, which presently encompasses 94 television stations? So, the runners-up in this category are Destiny Onyemihia and Masi Taira Morengo, which means that the winner is Mwape Zulu Kumwenda from Prime Television for her article about insurance in the livestock sector. Mwape's entry was the best of the 7 shortlisted entries in this category and was described by the judges as a good lead into the weather and index agriculture insurance sector. It piqued interest and was well illustrated and well executed. Let's hear from our winner, Mwape. Congratulations, and how did it feel to win this award and have your work recognized?
I feel so blessed, and basically I'm short of words, because being picked amongst many journalists is such a rare privilege, and I count myself as one of the luckiest journalists in Africa to have been picked for this particular award. And I'm so excited, and I feel motivated and so encouraged to tell so many stories around insurance for the betterment of a lot of people, not only in my country, but also in other parts of SADC. We have had so many disasters, and the hard economic times, especially in my country, calls for people to safeguard even the little investment that they have put, whether in the agriculture or livestock industry. And so this award is a great motivation and a great inspiration, not only to me, but I'm sure those that will hear of it in Zambia will also be inspired to tell a lot of stories around insurance. Congratulations to her.
Now time for our fourth award. And it's in the category of Best French Article in Print, Online or Broadcast. Did you know by 2050, 9 out of 10 French speakers in the world will be African, with the number of French speakers worldwide tripling from 275 to 750 million people. The runners-up in this category are Contan Velouet, Fratern Dassi Aisenga and All Ketap, which means that the winner is Amadou Ori Diallo from Jeune Afrique Media Group for his article about the oil and gas industry in Senegal. Amadou's entry was the best of the 12 shortlisted entries in this category, with the judges observing it was an interesting entry with a unique perspective. Once again, let's hear from our winner, Amadou. Congratulations, and tell us why you focus particularly on this story.
The story is very important for me because Senegal is preparing to enter a new era. It's the plantation of hydrocarbon reservoirs, large hydrocarbon reservoirs. And it demands large financial and technical capacities. Secondly, government have passed a law in order to strengthen local companies and establish local content. So these two parameters combined urged me to write something on that story.
Now time for our final award, the Future Talent Award. Now this requires an exceptional piece of work by a journalist with a bright future ahead. Did you know the future of journalism does indeed look bright in Africa? The highest ranking African countries in the 2021 World Press Freedom Index, which measures pluralism, media independence and legal framework and the safety of journalists. Namibia, number 24, followed by Cape Verde at 27 and Ghana at 30. The UK and France only managed 33 and 34 respectively. And the winner is Anas Sabit from Joy News for his entry about the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak and the resulting water issues in Atibubu, Ghana. The judges singled this award out for special recognition as they felt it was a good human story that should get insurers thinking on how they could play a role. Anas will now benefit from exclusive year-long mentorship on how he could bring the subject of insurance to the fore using his reporting skills. And for the final time, let's speak to our award winners. Anas, the judging panel gave you a Future Talent Award. What qualities do you think you have, and what do you think they actually saw in you?
Passion drives greatness, I think. For me, if you can't be a journalist in Ghana or in Africa if you are not passionate about the profession. If you're getting into the field of journalism because of what you earn at the end of the month, then you will drop along the line. So for me, I am extremely passionate about journalism. I may not be in the position to tell what informed the panel to choose me as the Future Talent Award winner for the year. But I think considering where I go to or the places I visit to bring to light the plight of the people, that I think might have contributed to the panel's decision to choose me as the award winner for the Future Talent this year.
And we will be certainly watching out for that future talent in further competitions. Well, that's it from us. A big thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next year for the Pan-African Reinsurance Journalism Awards 2022. Maybe, who knows, even in person next time. Bye-bye.